Hey everyone, so I'm gonna do a book review, sort of. I don't really understand how you can do like an accurate, like completely in-depth book review without spoiling any of the books. And I don't want to spoil anything for any of you because, yeah, sometimes I watch book reviews and they say something that happens and then I don't want to read the book. So it's more like an overview and like my thoughts on the book, sort of, kind of. And I did make some notes, so if I look down, I'm looking at my lap where my notes are. But anyway, yeah, and as soon as you, actually as soon as you saw the title for this, you probably have a biased opinion. But yeah. So the books series that I read is the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy, or the, what did this book call it? The 50 Shades trilogy, which is probably more accurate. There's 3 books, obviously it's a trilogy. So I'm gonna go over them one by one. These are all New York Times #1 bestsellers. They say it on the front cover. They're all by E.L. James, and there's a little like thingamajigger in the front that says the books that I can read to you if you like. I don't think her picture's not in the books. E.L. James is a former TV executive, wife, and a mother of 2 based in West London. Oh, I didn't know that. Since early childhood, she dreamed of writing stories that readers would fall in love with and put those dreams on hold to focus on her family and her career. She finally plucked up the courage to put pen to paper on her first novel, 50 Shades of Grey. She is also the author of 50 Shades Darker and 50 Shades Freed. So these are her only 3 books. I didn't know she was from London. But anyway, yeah, so this is book 1. It has a tie on the cover, which has significance to the book if you read it, but I'm not going to tell you anything other than that. This book has 514 pages. This one is paperback. And these all on the back have, like the genre, I suppose you could say. And they are classified as erotic romance mature audience. You can see that right here. And these, well, this one on the back says that it's a a Goodreads Choice Award finalist for Best Romance. But yeah, so then book 2, to flip my paper here. Book 2 is 50 Shades Darker, and it has a mask on it. This one's also paperback, and this book has 532 pages. And the back says it's a New York Times best-selling 50 Shades trilogy. Book 3 is 50 Shades Freed. It has handcuffs on it. This has 579 pages. Yeah, and all the things in the cover have some significance to the book, like you see them in the book. But I'm not gonna get into that. And yeah, so that's the books. I don't think that I mentioned that all of these books are from Vintage Books, a division of Random House Inc. New York. That's the publisher. Yeah, so it has a little lion head right there, and it says Vintage on it. I don't think the camera's gonna focus. Yeah, so my overall, like, points that I want to touch on for this is that these books do contain adult content. Obviously, they are classified as erotic romance. I suppose that could be true. I don't want to give anything away, but just know that they do contain adult content. I don't know how else other to put that in appropriate, like, everyday terms. So yeah, they do contain adult content. However, I know there are a lot of controversy. As soon as you say anything about 50 Shades of Grey, people are like, oh, that book's all about the adult content. They basically are going to tell you that it's porn in book form. However, despite the adult content, there is an actual story to these books, which I think is a pretty awesome one. When books make me laugh out loud or smile while I'm reading words on pages and cry and just have so many emotions when I finish the book that I don't even know how I feel about it, it has to be a really good book. Or at least I found it a really good book. So yeah, I think they're worth reading despite all the controversy over them. Yeah, so if you think that you can handle all the adult content, it's not going to bother you, and you like a really good book, I would pick these up. I did have somebody tell me after I recommended they read them, they couldn't get past the first page in the first book. Oh, that's another thing I didn't touch on. The first like 3 or 4 pages in the first book are pretty boring and not very catchy, but once you get past that and actually meet the other main character, it's pretty awesome, and I didn't want to put it down. I didn't want to put any of these down, actually. And then the other point that I think I failed to mention is on book 3. Yeah. I found book 3 really hard to follow compared to the other books because it cuts from like the present tense. Like it picks up after like after events that should have happened between book 2 and 3. And like they've just magically happened and you didn't get to see them. And then it magically, in the middle of it, just like cuts back to the event that should have been between book 2 and 3. And then it gives you a little bit of that, and then it cuts back to the present. And then it does that several times, and I found it really hard to follow until like the 3rd or 4th time that it did it. So yeah, that's one thing that I didn't really like about the 3rd one. And then the 3rd book has, actually, I think they all have prologues. Let me look. I'm pretty sure that they do. No, book 1 doesn't. I feel like book 2 has a prologue. I could be lying though. Acknowledgements. Yes, book 2 and book 3 have prologues. And book 3 has hold on. Let me find the page. Book 3 has an epilogue, which again cuts between present and past. And then after the epilogue it has like a bonus chapter that goes back to the second main character's past, and it's in the second main character's point of view. And then after that it has like the first chapter of the first book from the other main character's point of view, so it's like it's completely backwards to the first book. If you read them, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about, but I don't want to give anything away. But I would give these books 5 stars. They're really awesome books, and I borrowed, these aren't mine, I borrowed these from my aunt, so let me just say thank you, Aunt Diane, for letting me borrow these. And she told me when I borrowed them that once I started I wouldn't be able to stop, and she was completely true. But these books, I would give each one of them 5 stars, and they're so amazing that I want to own them, like foreverness. So I will be purchasing them at some point in time, although I'm not really rushed about it because I have read them. But yeah, if you have any other specific questions, or if you've read these and you want to talk about them with someone, just let me know. You can message me here on YouTube or leave a comment down below. But if you leave a comment and want to talk about the books, try not to spoil anything. Just message me and be like, hey, I'd like to talk about these with you, and then I'll message you. Yeah, other than that, that's really all I have. I'm gonna pick one of those other books now that I showed you in my book update video, the ones that I had bookmarks in, to read. And I'm gonna attempt to finish up series that I've already started. So like, what's up there? The Hunger Games series I need to finish. I need to catch up on The House of Night, and also the Sookie Stackhouse novels. I'm behind on those. And I'm like way behind on the Vampire Diaries because apparently there's like 6 new books out now. But yeah, I need to catch up on those, like 4 main things. And then there are some other books that I want to read. And yeah, so I will talk to you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.